Hello, friends, both old and new. I am John St. Baptiste, and this is Music Makes the People Come Together, where we share amazing and eclectic music with amazing and eclectic people, much like yourselves. Now, I have been on a bit of a sabbatical for the past couple of months. Haven't really been doing anything besides the Believe show on Wednesdays, but I want you to know the music is back, and it is here, and plenty of great stuff is in the pipeline to come to you, because that's what this channel is all about. I share music with you, you share music with me, we share music with each other, and a good time's had by all. So if you like this video, please drop a like in the comment section below. If you're not subscribed to me, please subscribe. I share music all the time, also things about literature, specifically Neil Gaiman right now, and I would love to see you join our music family. So that being said, normally these playlists are pretty thematic, but as I said, it's been actually almost 2 months since I put one out, and I just needed to, figure some things out, and I figured to restart this, reboot it, so to speak, I'd give you something big. So, being that it's Monday morning, this is something to get you through your day. And I have put together a playlist. This is all over the freaking place, but I think you're really going to enjoy it. I'm not going to do as much curation as I normally do because it's quite long, actually 21 tracks. So hopefully it occupies a few hours of your day and makes them go by a little faster. Or you just check out some music that hopefully you've never heard, or if you have heard, it makes you feel really great. So we're going to go right to that, and I'm just going to dive right into this. As I said, there will be a bit of curation, but not quite as much as I normally do. So we're starting off with JD and the DJ. This is a song called The Genie. This is a very rare track, very hard to find. As far as I know, it is only on a compilation album that came out in 1993, but it's a sweet track, and I thought it would be really fun to start this mix off with. As I said, the genres are all over the place, but, I love me some house. Got to start off with a little bit. After that, we have Anthrax with Public Enemy doing Bring the Noise. Now, Bring the Noise is originally by Public Enemy, from their album It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back, which came out in, I believe, 1987. And then in 91, Anthrax did a cover of it with Public Enemy. And it's pretty awesome. It was on Attack of the Killer Bees, and then Public Enemy put it on Apocalypse 91. The Enemy Strikes Back, which both are sweet, sick albums, definitely worth checking out. Third, we have White Zombie's cover of I'm Your Boogeyman, which was originally by Casey and the Sunshine Band. This is a pretty sweet cover, pretty well done, and I included the video, which is a straight-up homage to 1950s, 1960s horror films. It's really well done, and Rob Zombie made this, and there's some amazing prosthetics, but the actual most creepy thing about this video is the masks that these children are wearing. Disturbing. Highly disturbing. We follow that with Assimilate by Skinny Puppy. That's off their album Skinny Puppy Bites. This is a really good track. And I may or may not have known and dated an exotic dancer who liked to dance to this song. So I have some pretty fond memories of it. But I'll keep most of those to myself. Following that, we have L'Orchestre de Cinématique, who you need to check out. They do revamps and remixes of different classical music tracks. This is them doing Mussorgsky's Night on Bald Mountain, which is an awesome piece. And if you're a Disney fan, it features in Fantasia. And it ties in a bit because this past week on Believe, which pops up on Wednesdays with my very good friend Amy True, we were talking about Zernabog, and that is the big baddie in the film. If you get the opportunity and you've never seen Fantasia, definitely watch it. I think is personally probably Walt Disney's masterpiece, but everybody's got a different view on that. Not my favorite Disney film. That would be Sleeping Beauty, but I think it was his masterpiece. After that, we're going to move in a totally different direction. One of my favorite tracks from one of my favorite albums. This is Soul Asylum doing Somebody's Shove. It's off of Grave Dancers Union, which came out in, if I remember correctly, 1991. The album that really lifted them out of obscurity after they had put 6 albums together of great work. They finally hit that spot, and it promoted them to the national stage. And this was the first single off that album. It's also just a freaking awesome song. And the video is really well shot. I can't remember the director who shoots it, but it's quite good. Following that, we have Led Zeppelin. This is live at Nebworth in 1979 doing Kashmir off of Physical Graffiti. Oh, such good stuff. And watching it live is so awesome. It's the closest I was ever able to get. Was a few years too young. I mean, I could have gone to that show, but I was 2. So, yeah. There's a list of artists that I would see if I could, if I had a time machine. That's what I would do. I wouldn't try and change the past or anything like that. I'd just go to shows that I really, really wanted to see. So this is an awesome recording. This is straight off their website too. So it's approved by Plant and Page. Really, really cool. Following that, we have something a little uplifting, and this is the Jackson 5 doing I Want You Back. This is the Ed Sullivan Show recording, which really made them blow up as a band. It's off of their first album, Diana Ross Presents the Jackson 5. And I just got to say, check this out. Listen, watch. Sometimes treating your kids like shit can pay off. Okay, that was in really bad taste, but seriously, great track. And like I said, this mix is meant to get you through the day. So, following that, we got the Stones doing Waiting on a Friend. Now, this is off of Tattoo You, which came out in '81. It was kind of like a revitalization for the Stones. And, I think that the album, for me, it's not my favorite album by any means of theirs. That would have to be Exile on Main Street, but it shows a certain level of maturity that Mick Jagger's hitting, and this is a really wonderful track. They recorded it down in Jamaica while they were staying there, and if you pay attention on the video, the building that they shoot it in front of is the same building that's on the cover of Physical Graffiti by Led Zeppelin, which we talked about just a minute ago. Getting dark again. We're going to go to the Misfits. This is London Dungeon. That's off 3 Hits from Hell. And this is the real Misfits, not Jerry Only and his friends. Great track, awesome, and interesting tidbit that my friends over in the UK probably know is the London Dungeon it started as a wax museum, and now it's a general broad, macabre type of almost theme park. But that was the original reference of the song. Plus, this is the original Misfits with Glenn Danzig. which is the only Misfits. Then we've got a little more electro, and this is a great track. I would say the video that's attached to it is PG-13 plus, so maybe don't watch it when the kids are in the room. I mean, it's not like watching porn or anything, but it's kind of dirty. And this is Faderhead doing Dirty Girls, Dirty Boys. Awesome freaking track. Oh my gosh, the beat on this is sick. The sample on this is sick. Please, if you have the capability, turn your bass all the way up because it's worth it. This is off of FH2, which came out back in 2007. Faderhead, if you want to check out more of their stuff, he, I guess you'd say, is an artist from Hamburg, Germany, who does a lot of EDM. And this is just a really sick track, and I hope you enjoy it. Now, as an homage to a very good friend of mine, Johnny B. Crazy, I know you love some rap and some hip-hop, and I wanted to include something that I really dig, and this is a mashup of 3 tracks by Bone Thugs and Harmony, who, by the way, are from Cleveland, Ohio, just north of me. And this is Mr. Murder and Mr. Ouija, Mo Murder, and Mr. Ouija, Part 1 and Part 2. All put up together, and this guy put together a pretty good mix-up, and also a pretty sweet video. It's definitely enjoyable. Speaking of homemade videos, the next track also features a homemade video. And this is for my other good friend, Amy True, or as you know her Wednesdays, Amy Truer Than True, who is a huge fan of Typo Negative. And this is their cover of Black Sabbath by Black Sabbath. But if you've ever listened to the original track, it's from the perspective of this young sacrificial virgin. Well, this is done from the perspective of Satan. And Amy, I'm sure you've heard this before, but it's pretty awesome. It's off of Nativity in Black Volume 2. Anyone out there who's a Black Sabbath fan, please pick up Volume 1 and Volume 2 of Nativity in Black. They're awesome. Awesome albums. There are a few tracks that I'm not really into, but I'd say 96% I'm all about. After that, we have Live, When They Were Still Good and Axl Was Still Skinny. Guns N' Roses, 1988, at the Ritz, doing My Michelle, which, as much as I love Appetite for Destruction, probably has to be my favorite song off of that album. And it's just really cool seeing them, like, back in their heyday, back in their youth, like, right at that point where they were starting to break big. And it's a really good live recording. So, hope everybody enjoys that. Next, of course, I had to throw a little hardcore on here. So we've got Scott Brown and Jillian Tennant doing Every Time I Close My Eyes, which is just a really sweet, uplifting, happy hardcore track. I mean, that's why it's called Happy Hardcore. But it's a great track. I think you're going to have fun. I think you're going to enjoy it. And then we have Manfred Mann's Earth Band doing Blinded by the Light. Now, this is live. The song was originally done by Bruce Springsteen. It was on his album Greetings from Asbury Park, New Jersey. But Manfred Mann made it really big. They changed a few of the lyrics. And one of those lyrics that they changed, people always mishear. And it is revved up like a deuce. A deuce is a deuce Hemi engine. It's a very powerful engine that you put in a muscle car. There's a lot of speculation about what they're talking about in their version of this song, but I think if you were young in the 80s or 90s, you probably know what I'm talking about. And I'm not going to mention it on my channel because I don't want this video to get deleted. Next, we have one of my favorite bands ever, Concrete Blonde. This is Walking in London off of their album Walking in London, and it's just a sweet track. I think it really shows the dynamics of the band. For a 3-piece, they sound so insanely good. And, that's always just blown my mind. And I personally met Johnette Napolitano from Concrete Blonde, and she was just such a lovely person. Just absolutely amazing. So, but yeah, check this out. This is when they started getting a little darker with their work and also getting a little more into world music. So I think it's a really cool track. It's not so world musicy, but it's definitely darker than a lot of the stuff from their first two albums. Then we have Social Distortion doing Sick Boy. Great song about that bad kid who you weren't supposed to associate with, but you really wanted to be when you were in high school. It's just a cool track. It's really fun. This is him doing it live. It's a little ironic for me seeing Mike Ness, like in his 50s, doing this. He's still a freaking badass, don't get me wrong, but, this comes off their 91 album, Social Distortion, which ironically was their third album, not their first. But I think it's kind of cool that they decided to wait to self-title an album for a little while. And it's just great, rockabilly punk. Good stuff. It's Social D. You know what you're buying when you walk through the door, and it's just an awesome track. Then we have, in another direction, another great track that I really love. This is Eminem featuring Rihanna doing Love the Way You Lie. This is off for Recovery, which came out in 2010. And I just think it gives so many perspectives on fucked up relationships, which, that's what the track's about. So you sympathize with everybody, and at the same time, you kind of despise everybody. Plus, it's got a great video with it. Who can't love something with Dominique Monaghan? Seriously. One sexy man there. Then we have Wish by Nine Inch Nails. This is off the 1994 classic Broken. Really cool, interesting tidbit about the album. It was all recorded in studios under a different name because at the time, Trent Reznor was trying to get out from under the horrible record contract he was stuck in. So he recorded everything on this EP under a completely different band name with all this subterfuge to make sure that TVT Records couldn't pick up and take his stuff. And yeah, he won a lawsuit and got out of that contract and started Nothing Interscope, which started a few bands like these guys called Marilyn Manson, and also rebooted a lot of bands that were kind of falling into the woodwork. And Trent Reznor is just one of the greatest producers of all time. Plus, this video is just freaking awesome. I remember being, I guess I would have been like 14, 15 years old, and seeing this video and just thinking, oh my gosh, I love this chaos. I think it just opened a door for me. Finally, we're going to end off with amazing classic track, Truckin' by the Grateful Dead. This was originally off of American Beauty. By the way, this song, the Library of Congress has decided is a national treasure. And I think it's a great way to end this playlist because it's been all over the place. Thank you all who've been with my channel for so long, because what a long, strange trip it's been. So I'm going to leave you this music to enjoy. I hope you have a wonderful day, wonderful afternoon. A lot more music is going to be coming up. We're still doing Believe every Wednesday, talking about Neil Gaiman. If you enjoyed this, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when I put new things up. And if you have any music to share with me, please leave it in the comments section down below. Leave any comments you have about this video or this playlist in the comments section down below. I'm going to let you go ahead and enjoy that. Music's in the description down below, speaking of down below. And in the meantime, please be excellent to one another and party on.